What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Siejka'd, Not Stirred, episode 4, and a happy Thanksgiving to all of the viewers and subscribers out there. This will be going up on Thanksgiving Day, so I hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you have a great time with all the people you're thankful for. This is my buddy Logan.
How you doing?
How you doing, Logan?
I'm doing good, Great week.
Mm,
You got Thanksgiving, I could only holiday you can get away with eating way too much and not feel guilty about it.
exactly. What's not to love about it?
And the other thing, great week. We got football.
Got a lot of football
Another
this week.
great week of football,
right.
guys. Great week.
I was going to put this out. I usually put this out on a different day, but we have 3 games on Thanksgiving, and I don't really want to skip those games for the predictions. So let's get started, huh?
Yeah.
So first game, Bills-Lions. What are you thinking, Logan?
Bills coming off. The Lions coming off a interesting win against the New York Giants. I can say that I feel like nobody really saw this one coming except Lions fans.
Yeah, I really did not see this coming. I had the spread -3 for the Giants, -3.5, whatever it was. But because the Giants win those close games, and as I said, the Lions offense is known to kind of get a little shaky when up against teams with pretty good defenses, but they prove that they can hang with the best of them right there. I know the Giants aren't elite by any means, but their defense is no joke.
Yeah, I'd say at least they've shocked us definitely with that positive record for the first time in what feels like an eternity. It should be an interesting game. Let's see how the Giants defense does against this Lions offense. I'm sorry. The Bills.
Come on, Logan. I know it's your first time, but come on. It's all right.
It happens.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. And I would normally do the spreads, but we're just going to do winners this time. No need to get all intricate about it. Again, we are no bookies because we would get arrested if we said that, so we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think straight up Bills are going to win that game.
Easy.
I really I don't think there's going to be a problem. I know they struggled a little bit against the Browns, but they don't have to travel. They've been in Detroit since Saturday, so I don't see really the big issue to that. So, I think they got it. I think the Lions may put up a little bit of a fight, but
yeah, who knows?
Tre'Davious White might come back, and that just could be the end to them. So
Definitely.
next game, Cowboys and Giants. Now,
This is where it gets interesting.
yes, I was all over the Cowboys for losing to the Packers, but they just mopped the Vikings in Minnesota.
Who some would say would be the best team in the league.
Yeah.
This time last week.
Of course, but now we know they are not.
Not it.
Nope. Unfortunately for them, but the Cowboys, they just dominated every single minute of that game. I did not have a doubt in my mind that the game was going to go to the Vikings. That's why I hate the ghost pepper. That's what I pay for my mistakes.
Oh boy.
So, what are you thinking, Logan? You just
the Cowboys, they looked absolutely amazing against the Vikings. There's no other way, to put it. This is definitely going to be a week where the Giants really need to get their stuff together and get ready for that offense and that very talented defense. Micah Parsons, man, that dude is a different animal, a different breed of insane. I don't know how else to put it.
And as I said, Trayvon Diggs, I said it last episode, earned my respect. You locked up Justin Jefferson.
Oh my
The
God.
last 2 times you've held him to 3 receptions for 33 yards, no touchdowns. You're a top 5 corner in my mind. Anyone who disagrees, you're stupid. You're dumb.
That was a stellar performance by Trayvon Diggs. I feel like with the Cowboys, it's all about like how their offense could get better because Dak Prescott always has speculation around him whether he could pull through or not, and it seems to be very somewhat inconsistent. He was out with injuries for this. He's been in and out of the game for I'd say the last
a month and a half.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't remember when exactly he came back, but ever since he's been back, there's been a lot of speculation, as Logan said, of whether he's the guy in Dallas. And I also have those questions. I still have those questions. He has not proven to me that he is that number 1 option, but right now there's no point in replacing him because he just slaughtered the Vikings at home, and he proved that he's very good. The only question about Dak for me is his clutchness.
Oh, 100%,
that's the only question for me.
The question with this guy too is that yes, the Cowboys, they have a high potential and they're likely to make the playoffs this year. But it's the question whether Dak Prescott can perform in those games. From past years, from them being in the playoffs, they can't make that next step to get to the big game. I mean, that's really what it all
Yeah.
comes down to.
So yeah, next game. I think we both can agree Cowboys are gonna win that game. I feel like
I
Cowboys
feel like,
got it.
yeah, I think the Cowboys are gonna pull
Mm.
that one out.
I don't see a reason why they wouldn't unless Daniel Jones becomes Aaron Rodgers, because we all know they can't beat Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, lock it in. Cowboys win that game. Next game, Patriots and Vikings. Now, the thing about the Patriots is their defense is amazing, and as we saw, amazing defenses. Kirk Cousins and that offense cannot do a singular thing. But their offense, on the other hand, unlike the Cowboys, it is bottom tier. It's
Atrocious.
terrible. And it just, I don't think it's sustainable in a game like that with Minnesota because their offense is very high powered. And they can definitely torch some New England Patriots with Justin Jefferson,
Absolutely.
Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook.
Absolutely. It's going to be about how can they stop such a high-powered offense from scoring, so much in that game. I mean, that's all I can really say.
How can you really, like, how can you even, like, I'd say how can you stop the Vikings, but we saw they can be stopped.
Yeah.
Because Kirk Cousins is not a guy on that team. And, he's performed well, but that game proved to me that he is not the guy for them to win a Super Bowl. And he's just holding them back at this point. I know
Yeah.
he's consistent. I know he can put out the numbers, but you need a real playmaker on that offense. You don't need a receiver, you don't need a running back.
100%.
Quarterback is the last thing they need on that offense, and he's the only thing standing in their way, I feel like.
It's him and his decision making.
Yep.
I mean, otherwise, I don't know what's stopping them.
Yeah, seriously. Next game. What do we have next game? What do we have? What are we thinking?
Let's
And
double
there's
check.
no more bye weeks, guys. All
straight
teams are
football.
playing.
Yep. That's what we
Straight
like to say.
football all week. And Thanksgiving is just always a good time. Hang out with the family. Watch some football. Relax.
Knock a couple back,
Exactly.
keep it
Have
nice
a
and
good
casual.
time. Nothing. If your team is playing, good luck to all of you. And I hope we all just have a great Thanksgiving, honestly. So what do we got next?
All right. So starting off the Sunday games of this coming week, we got the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers.
Terrible game.
My
and
God.
Sam Darnold
Is starting.
is starting.
He's starting
They really
against
just,
the Carolina Panthers.
said we have no other option. They really just said we have no other option. And if I was the Panthers, I would be tanking right now for the first pick or
100%.
second pick for C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young because they look phenomenal.
I still can't believe that the Panthers turned down 2 first-round picks towards their future for Brian Burns. While he's a phenomenal player, a great player to have, when you're in this situation, you got to go all in. They're obviously they just need to rebuild, and they can't. I don't think they can hold on to any pieces like that. That any opportunity they get to get more high picks in the draft. I think they should capitalize because it could pay dividends in the future.
See, the thing about the Panthers is I know Steve Wilkes, they had some promise, they got whatever. They just lost, but it's okay. They look better than they did all season.
Oh, 100%.
But I would have honestly traded Brian Burns. I know he's a star. I know he's amazing, but those 2 first-round picks
Valuable.
would have been very, very nice. And I know it's to the Rams. I'm pretty sure it's to the Rams. They offered 2 first-round picks. But right now,
The Rams are not
they're
looking
late.
like it.
I mean, they don't have a first-round pick. You know why they probably turned it down? Because the Rams didn't have a first-round pick till 2025 or 26. So it probably would have been very late. And that the Rams could be good by then. So I
Yeah, that's
understand
true.
why they turned it down. If it was any other team who offered that, I would have taken it easily.
Oh yeah,
easily.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then don't get me started on the Denver Broncos.
Yes.
Another failed John Elway experiment. He tried to make something happen, and clearly, once again, it's shot back in his face. And as a Kansas City Chiefs fan, I love nothing more than seeing the Denver Broncos perish. I mean, Russell Wilson, what are you doing?
What's happening?
What is going on in Denver? They were hyped up to be the next super team, to take down the powerhouses of the NFL and the AFC, and it's, so far it's not looking like it.
Nope.
They are
Top 10 pick right now.
Yeah, seriously. It's crazy. They have all the pieces there. They're literally a quarterback away from, making that next step. And they have that quarterback, Russell Wilson. Let's not forget what he did in Seattle, I mean, like, I don't know. It's crazy how a quarterback from the Seattle comes to Denver. He's
Atrocious.
was
Atrocious
talked
play.
about being a potential Hall of Fame quarterback. Coming to a Denver team that it could bring him a Super Bowl to solidify that, and yet he's kind of fumbling the bag.
Yes, as
Um,
one would say.
yeah,
And Russ, I don't know what kind of slop you're cooking up in the backfield, my guy, but it's doesn't taste very good,
no,
and
no,
no very sour taste in all the Denver fans' mouths.
rancid,
Oh, but for the Seattle fans, they're having the
loving it,
seven
loving it,
course meal.
loving it.
Everything. They're taking all in. All the picks they're gonna get. Geno Smith is doing very well for himself in
Oh my
Seattle.
God, better than I think I've ever seen him do.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. And this could also be one of those cases to where this move could be a case of whether Russell Wilson was in fact a system quarterback.
Yeah, that
I
does.
mean, let's not take that out of the question here.
Yeah, really. Russell Wilson was stellar, but the thing is, I disagree with you a tad because, excuse me, because of the throws he makes. He's made some of the most insane throws I think I've ever seen in my life. There was one throw in particular I'm thinking about against. I'm not sure. I'll try and find it. Maybe I'll put it in here. It was against. I forget what team it was against. Maybe the Patriots or something like that. Rolling out to his left, found Tyler throwing with his right. Obviously, he's right-handed quarterback. In the back corner of the left part of the end zone, Tyler Lockett, toe drag, touchdown. One of the most incredible throws I've ever seen.
On first down, Wilson keeps. Surveys, nowhere to go, and back in the end zone. Touchdown! What a catch!
But he definitely has the arm talent. But there's a question: was that just a product of Seattle
Yeah.
showing him showing
Yeah,
the
I
people
mean,
that what they want?
He's got the tools. He is that playmaking quarterback. It's proven he can do that. It's kind of funny to see that he's not making those throws that really put them in the conversation of being that great team. And I mean, come on,
Unfortunately,
Denver, what's going on?
what is going on? I feel I feel bad for Denver. I know you don't,
I don't.
but you know what? That it sucks. They wasted a lot of their time and effort on somebody who might just be a complete and total bust in that retrospect. Anyway,
Yeah, and gotta bring the elephant, put the elephant, address the elephant in the room. Bradley Chubb is no longer on that
he is
defensive
not.
line.
He is not.
Miami snagged him from them. I mean, just we don't know what's to come from Denver. Of course, I'm hoping it's a negative season for them, which it's looking like.
But
You know,
the real question is, who's going to win this game? Who's going
that
to
is
win
a
this
real
game?
question. Yeah.
Because it's kind of a tough matchup. The Panthers only scored 3 against the Ravens, but they held the Ravens to 13.
Yeah.
And I know the Ravens aren't the team they used to be. I've been saying it for the past few episodes. But still the Ravens.
These are the same Panthers team that beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
Um,
Destroyed Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
Oh my God. I mean, like, I don't know what else to say, but yeah, they're definitely a tough matchup. But if Russell, his head's in the game the way it should be, I don't see reason why that Denver could not come up with the W in this week's game.
I definitely agree. I think I'm going to take Denver as well.
Same. I think I'd take Denver too.
Next game, we'll go Jets Bears.
Oh boy. Oh
Yeah.
boy. Oh boy. Oh
indeed.
boy.
Last game, not great. The Bears. You know what? I'm gonna take the Bears on this one. I'm a Jets fan. I'm taking the Bears. The Bears, their defense can't stop anything, but their offense is clicking. They know how to use their quarterback. Justin Fields is a mobile quarterback, and that is how you win games. He is a weapon on all facets of that field.
Oh yeah.
And if you use him as a runner, they're all
the sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit.
I mean, let's face
You're gonna
it.
be the safeties, corners, linebackers might be downfield and some deep routes. Justin Fields like, oh, let me just run for 65-yard touchdown.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's crazy.
And then I know the Jets defense top 3 defense right now, but top 3, 5. But at the end of the day, they can hold them to 3 points. They did it to the Patriots, but can you score on offense is the real question. And maybe they might with Zach Wilson possibly on the bench this weekend.
Yeah. Zach Wilson, I mean, has not been having, a lot of success, as a passer so far in this league, as of right now. Coming off a very, very bad week against the New England Patriots. What he threw for 77 yards.
9 completions.
I mean,
Like,
there's something's got to give, and um, of course, I think the Jets should start him. Keep him in the game a little bit longer. He. I still am baffled by what he said in his post game interview.
discussed
Oh
yesterday.
my lord! But
I just
he's got to get it together.
he's got to grow up and know this is a man's game.
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
have to take responsibility for your mistakes. And
Yeah.
but you know what? Maybe this a lot of fire under him. Maybe he'll realize I've been very childish. I've been very immature about this, and I need to step up before I lose my job next year to a
Yeah.
veteran quarterback. Let's say Derek Carr, Jimmy Garoppolo come in and actually bring the Jets to a playoffs, because right now I don't know if they can get there. So I'm gonna
Oh,
lock
God.
in I'm making a lock. I think the Bears are winning this week.
I'd have to agree, unless something changes on that offense.
Unfortunately, this is how it goes any
Yeah.
given Sunday, and I think this Sunday will be in the Bears' favor. So next game, sorry about the phones, guys. I just don't have any extra laptops like I do up in my other location. So unfortunately, got to use the phone, but only going to use it for the scheduling purposes, in the games. Falcons Commanders,
Hmm.
interesting.
I
Another
like this
interesting
one.
game. These are some good matchups so far, guys. What are you thinking, Logan?
I kind of like this one. I mean, the Washington Commanders had a really rough start. Really, really rough start. I mean, Carson Wentz cannot get it done. He's not the guy. They bring back Taylor Heineke, and what happens? They start winning again.
Mhm.
There's a couple W's. Gave the Eagles their first loss of the season. Always love to see that. I mean, they looked great last week. I mean, they played the Texans, to be fair, but I mean, nothing but complete domination by the Commanders.
Yep.
But the Falcons, man, I mean, like,
I like
what a
the Falcons.
surprise.
I like the Falcons, man. I'm not a Falcon. I said it a bunch of times. I like the Falcons. They're an interesting team. They know how to move the ball. Their defense is subpar, but Mariota can run. The Cordell Patterson, that backfield's great. Drake London's doing good. They lost Kyle Pitts, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a big
They
one.
didn't use him correctly, but it's still a big loss.
Yeah.
Still a big target. You can put him at slot. He's that fast.
Oh my God. Yeah.
He's crazy. But Taylor Heineke, very serviceable, very reliable guy. I don't think he's thrown any picks yet. I think I'm probably lying, but it's one. Either way, he's been very serviceable, and he's no not stellar stats or anything, nothing crazy.
But he is getting the job done.
But he is getting the job done. I do like to see what they're doing, and they got Chase Young back this week.
They do.
Chase Young is a
game
monster.
changer.
Chase Young is a monster, and he's gonna have a disruptive force in that defense. And they looked pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, Chase Young coming back. That's
huge.
Yeah, no, he's gonna light that offensive line on fire. Falcons gotta hope that their offensive line can hold up against that pressure.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Commanders on this one this week.
I have to agree too. I like the Commanders. I like the way they've been playing. I mean, there's no other reason why I would say otherwise.
Yeah. So next game, Buccaneers and Browns. Interesting matchup.
Another interesting matchup.
These are
yes.
great. Can we just acknowledge great games this week?
Yeah.
Fantastic games. And you know what? I like the Browns this week. Honestly, they're Amari Cooper, they only lost to the Bills by what, 5 points? 26 to 31, I believe the score was.
Let me double check.
Let's make sure. I want to make sure before I put out any absurdities.
Let's double
But
check.
either way, I believe it was within a score.
Yeah, 23-31.
23-31.
Bills barely making it out of there. Still,
Yeah, they put up a tough fight against the Bills. Amari Cooper,
I mean,
slicing up the corners. It was beautiful.
doing what he does best, running
course.
great routes.
They
getting
did
the
hold
job
Nick
done.
Chubb pretty low, though, for
Yeah.
Nick Chubb standards. They did help. But Nick Chubb's Nick Chubb. He's going to have an off game here or there, but he's just going to dominate.
Yeah.
Going to dominate. And, the thing is, Tom Brady's still the GOAT.
Can never count him out. Even at this stage in his career, he's still a force to be reckoned with. And, I mean...
And Jacoby Brissett, great stat line. Oh, my God. He was lighting up the Bills. And Michael was doubting Jacoby Brissett. Doubting him, but he proved he can swing it with anybody in this league.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I like I think I'm not locking it, but I'm definitely taking the Browns this week. I don't know. I just have a weird feeling. It's in Cleveland. I don't know. It seems like a winnable game for the Browns, and I feel like it's one of those games Tom Brady might get pretty frustrated with his team you know, his O-line, he's not been great friends with him this year.
No.
And Myles Garrett's on the other side of that ball this week. And Jadeveon Clowney.
Oh my God.
It might be a nightmare for Brady because
He's better say
he
his
cannot
prayers.
move.
Oh yeah, no,
He's a
absolutely.
statue.
Yeah, no.
So what
I
are you
mean,
taking here?
I like the Browns in this one. You
Mm.
know, always there's been some offensive line troubles with the Buccaneers this year. So yeah, I like the Browns in this game. I
Yeah.
mean,
What can you say? What can you say? It's gonna all some good games.
yeah, I mean,
What else can you say about it?
yeah, I really don't know what
Leonard
else to say.
Fournette, but I will say Rashad White for the Buccaneers is coming into his own. I think he's going to replace Leonard Fournette. Maybe not by the end of the season. Maybe towards the end of the Buccaneers are guaranteed a playoff spot. But I think next year Lenny's going to be gone, and I think Rashad White's going to take the brunt of that offense next year in the run game. And I think they're going to have a really good time doing it with him.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So next game. Oh yeah. Excuse me. I was just looking at this. I would say this wouldn't be a game, but I feel like it will be. Ravens-Jags in Jacksonville.
All right.
I would say this wouldn't be a game. I'd say Ravens all the time. And I you know what, we'll see at the end of this conversation how I feel. But the Ravens kept the Panthers were in that game the whole time. And I don't know what it is. The Jaguars aren't winning anything. They just gotta the rebuild is still incomplete.
Oh yeah.
They
most
really
definitely.
have a lot of things to work on. Trevor Lawrence does not look like the prospect that we all thought he did.
No,
Christian
he
Kirk
did
looks
not.
good, not worth the money, but he's
Oh,
looking good. But Travis Etienne, though. Travis Etienne is a dog
Oh yeah,
on
he's
that
the real
offense.
deal. I like him a lot.
I do like him a lot, And the defense, they have Trayvon Walker is looking okay. They got a few other pieces on there, but nothing special. Nothing special for me on that team that is really gonna
wow you.
yeah.
But I mean, it's Jags have thrown a couple surprises this year so
Mhm.
far. But I mean, it should be. Who are they playing again?
The Ravens.
The Ravens. Yeah, no, it's really gonna put Trevor Lawrence to that test, whether he can hold up against that, scary Ravens defense. I mean, that secondary.
Even an underperforming Ravens defense is still scary. They
Yeah.
still have amazing players on there,
Yeah, they got some playmakers.
I just think, I don't really see the Jags. I don't really see the Jags. They shouldn't win this game. I don't think they're going to win this game. I'm taking the Ravens. But the Ravens, as Michael said, I'm going to repeat what he said. They like to keep people in the game. They keep teams in the game, even though they shouldn't be. But, they still win those games.
Oh yeah.
But some of them, as we saw, Giants, they choked, they lost it. The Bills, they lost. It's really, it's a hit or miss for the Ravens each week, and I think they're gonna hit this week. And it's against a bad team who doesn't really have a really great identity on offense. They don't really know who they are yet because Trevor Lawrence hasn't really made that huge leap that we all wanted him to. But they have potential. I'm not counting Trevor Lawrence out. I still think he was a great prospect. I wish the Jets had him. But I wish the Jets had anybody but this bum in the backfield right now. But you live and you learn, and I think the Jags might put up a little bit of a fight, but I think it's gonna be Ravens.
Yeah, no, 100%. I completely agree.
All right, next game, Raiders Seahawks.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
I think it's gonna be a spicy game. I think it'll be a little
Should be an interesting game.
little ghost pepper spicy, maybe not, maybe a little cayenne.
I personally think the Raiders are going to do what the Raiders do best, and that is suck absolute dog crap. I mean, let's face it. They added Devontae Adams. They added Chandler Jones to this team, and yet they have achieved absolutely, and I mean absolutely nothing. Ranking the lowest in the AFC West, close to the bottom of the AFC. I mean,
Sad.
it's crazy, and all this things they've tried to do in this offseason.
I wish I could think of a word right now on the spot that could just describe their season in a whole.
Disappointing.
Disappointing. I want a little more. I want to be a little more fancy, but I'll go with disappointing. Just disappointing. There's no other way. I wish there was another way to say it, but Raiders fans, you got a lot of work to do. I don't know. I don't even know what it is. I know their O-line's the worst in the league by far.
Oh my God.
No question about it. But seriously, how? And they just cut Jonathan Abram. He's gone for a few weeks ago. But Jonathan Jacobs really is about to earn that money on this.
Oh,
he just
100%, yeah.
They did not take his fifth-year option. He said, this is a contract year for me.
Yeah.
He's pulling DeMarcus Lawrence and having the best year of his career.
Yeah.
And the Raiders are going to pay him, or if they don't pay him, someone else is going to do it. So, and this AFC West is just like
Complete opposite, I think, of what
yeah.
people really originally
I had them
thought
all.
it
I
would
had
be
all
like.
four in the playoffs. I had the Raiders as Super Bowl contenders. I like
Bold.
Derek Carr. Derek Carr isn't a bad quarterback to me. I think maybe that
He's
they
in a bad
outgrew each other. Maybe
situation.
they just outgrew. The Raiders and Derek Carr just don't click anymore.
No, I mean, and reasonably so. Derek Carr, has been faithful to the Raiders, and the Raiders have been giving him almost nothing in return. I mean, it just shows. It shows, and he's growing sick of it. I mean,
He's underperforming like crazy, and
insane.
I think he's done. I think both teams need a fresh start. The Raiders should look to the future, maybe try and trade up for one of those good quarterbacks coming out. But as of right now, that team is not going anywhere. But let's talk about a little about the Seahawks. We don't just want to talk about the
Seahawks,
Raiders.
we like that.
We like the Seahawks. Kenneth Walker, great running back, man. I am again. I'm jealous. Brees Hall's amazing, but I'm jealous.
Oh
Kenneth
my
Walker just
God.
looks different.
Oh my God.
This looks like DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. They have there's one more receiver they have. I'm trying to think. I'm looking it up because there's one. Oh,
They also have
Chris
Noah
Goodwin.
Fant
Chris
yeah,
Goodwin.
and they have Noah
Oh,
Fant
Marquise Goodwin. Sorry, Marquise Goodwin.
and Noah Fant at tight end, a young guy who's can really do a lot with the ball. But Kenneth Walker, man, I mean, what a stud! In this run heavy offense, I mean, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Great. I can't. I can't say we can't say anything else, but we love it. It's awesome. I thought the Seahawks were going to be really, really bad this
Oh
year.
yeah, I think a lot of people did, and what surprised me the most, and again, elephant in the room, Geno Smith. Man, it seems like he's really hitting his stride with this Seahawks team. I mean, I love what I'm seeing from the guy after a very rocky past. And I think seeing him doing well in this system.
It's nice to see. It's nice
great
to see.
I feel like
I feel like this is true for most players, not all of them, but I feel like a lot of players need to go to the right system, right team. Because, as I said, Cardinals, they have Isaiah Simmons, David Collins. They're both tweeners. They don't know where to go. Look what the Cowboys did. Micah Parsons, he's a tweener. Boom. Depoy all day. And you got to find the right system for these guys. Just because, I agree, you sometimes going to take the best player available, but sometimes you got to really think of the scheme of your offense or defense and see, is my team really going to bring them out to the best of their ability, or am I just going to stunt their growth and just going to be average for their whole career, or until they go somewhere else and they prove that they were actually a good player and just in a bad system.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And Tariq Woolen, we'll go back.
Oh
Tariq
my
Woolen,
God.
great pick.
Looks absolutely amazing.
And their tackles, Charles Cross and the other tackle
Yeah.
too. They hit.
They're getting the job
Best Seattle
done.
draft. One of the best Seattle drafts ever. Usually their drafts are terrible. And Pete Carroll, I always say he's washed, but he's just still there, and he's still they keep winning games.
Yeah.
No matter what, they just keep staying in the race no matter what.
Come on.
But yeah, I think you agree with me that Seahawks are going to take this game.
Easy. The Raiders just don't look like the team that they were, they thought they were going to be, what fans thought they were going to be. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Seahawks taking this one.
I can agree. Next game, Chargers and Cardinals. It's at Arizona.
Okay.
Let me make sure. Yes, at Arizona. I'm taking the Chargers. I'm just gonna say it right now. I'm taking the Chargers.
Yeah.
I know, we're agreeing with all these picks, but I feel we, great minds think alike, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Seriously, Cardinals. Kyler Murray might be out sick with Warzone again. Who knows? He hasn't played a singular game since Call of Duty came out. And I don't know what it. And it's bad when you have to put in his contract that he has to be in the film room more often and be at the film room late. It's really it's pretty pathetic as an NFL quarterback. You show how immature you are.
It's crazy.
And he should have stuck with baseball, in my personal opinion.
Oh yeah, I completely agree.
They have DeAndre Hopkins. They have Hollywood Brown. Rondell Moore's hurt. He might be back. They got James Conner. Whatever. They got a few options. O-line isn't amazing. And the defense just isn't. They have the tweeners. As I said, they're not stopping a lot of people. The offense isn't. D-Hop and Kyler Murray aren't on the same page ever. You always see them arguing on the sidelines. I think it's just because Kyler Murray just doesn't care. He just doesn't care about the game anymore.
I mean, you have the Kyler Murray has the pieces there to win. You have DeAndre Hopkins, who I still think I still regard as one of the best receivers in this football league. I mean, come on, it's DeAndre Hopkins, guys. He's been one of the among the best receivers for the last, well, I don't know how many years now, but I mean, there's something's got to give with him as well. I mean,
And yeah, they got JJ Watt, an aging JJ Watt. I was like, how money? They're not doing anything about it. And the Cardinals just aren't a good team. They need to. I don't know what they need. They need a lot of stuff. They need to.
yeah,
Personally, I think they should start the rebuild now before it gets a lot worse. You have
100%,
the quarterback isn't the primary issue. Receivers aren't the issue. Running back is fine. You can always find one late in the draft. Starts with the defense.
that defense,
Please.
they got to do
They
something.
got
with
Buda
that.
Baker. Buda Baker's good. I like Buda
He is
Baker.
good. No.
Byron Murphy's all right. They got another corner. But Isaiah Simmons just isn't.
No.
Isaiah Simmons, David Collins, they're not impressing. They're not impressing anybody right now. And it's just you got to find those guys that really fit your scheme. And I just don't think that's. I just think they're really like we can bring out the best in these guys, but they're not doing a great job. Cliff Kingsbury should be fired. Personally, and he's just not. He wasn't the guy. They pulled him out. They thought
No.
they had the swagger when they pulled him out of college, But he's not. He's just not it, They got rid of Josh Rosen, who's a bum, but
Oh,
Kyler Murray's better, 100%. But
not
how big is that step?
Exactly.
Are we looking at right now? Because even though Josh Rosen wasn't a great quarterback, I feel like he definitely could have maybe easily been up there with the leadership skills with Kyler Murray because they're pretty bad and we're both of them.
Oh yeah.
But the Chargers, I said the Chiefs were going to win by 10.5. I thought the spread should have been more, but they got Keenan Allen back. Mike Williams, I think he got hurt again, but Keenan Allen is incredible. The most underrated receiver in this league by far. No credit because he's always hurt. And, I get he's always hurt, whatever. But when he's on that field, he is a difference maker.
Yeah.
You saw it. They kept with the Chiefs the whole game.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for the Chargers, Patrick Mahomes, anytime on the field is too much time. Anytime on the field is too much time for Patrick Mahomes. That defense, J.C. Jackson wasn't doing great anyway. He's hurt.
Yeah.
But, they're the most injured team in the league. One of the most injured teams in the league. And that does matter a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
their defensive line is very, very thin. Their defensive tackles especially, they're down to like their third, fourth stringers right now.
Oh my god!
It's just getting worse and worse, And it's just really unfortunate for them because I like them. I really like Justin Herbert. I think he's a great quarterback, but this season he's not doing good, and I think it's a lot of the team around him. And I think Brandon Staley, he's not a good coach. I think he's stunting his growth. I think they need to get him out of there. But as of right now, I don't think that offense needs to be doing anything crazy. I think the defense is mainly what's the problem there.
That and the coaching. I mean, the coaching is is all this team has the potential to be has the potential to be a Super Bowl contender. You have the pieces there on that team. You have a very talented young quarterback who came out hot in his rookie year and just is continuing to get hotter and hotter. But the coaching, they're not doing anything. They're not making.
They're not helping them.
They're not progressing. They're not going anywhere in the playoffs. I mean, come on.
I don't know.
It's a shame to see such a great team not do much in this league.
Very unfortunate. 4 games left. Next, Saints and 49ers. Another game I like. Andy Dalton showing off stuff. Andy Dalton showing off the stuff last game against the Rams.
God.
3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns. Chris Olave, 52-yard bomb.
Chris Olave, I mean, what a great
receiver. Oh.
He's great. He's going to be a great receiver. A great
best receiver in this rookie
years
class.
Oh, yeah, without
100%.
without a doubt.
Obviously, I think some specific people from Ohio State named Garrett Wilson would be a lot better if they had a real quarterback back there who could lead the team. But right now, Chris Olave looking fantastic.
He's
looking fantastic. And he's just, Michael Thomas, the little baby. Oh, little baby, I hurt my foot. Oh. Get him off the field. The Saints don't even need him anymore. They don't need the slant man. You got Chris Olave. Jarvis Landry's still there. Jawan James coming out. Still got Ryan Ramczyk. O-line's not doing bad. Why? Why not, man? Andy Dalton's not a bad quarterback by any means.
I mean, they've had an interesting year, especially there's always going to be a lot of question in that quarterback room because you have Jameis Winston, who, is a toss-up, and now you have Andy Dalton in there. It's a very, very shaky quarterback room, but I mean, somehow they are making it work.
Still using Taysom Hill,
come on.
He can throw it. Taysom Hill, most dynamic player I've ever seen. Throw the ball, receive the ball, run the ball.
What can he do?
What can he do?
I mean, Jesus.
Really, and the thing is, when they use those when he's in, you don't know he's just not a running guy. He can still throw the ball. He's a quarterback. He's still a quarterback. He still throw the ball. But yeah, Niners though. Niners are so good. Niners are so good.
I mean,
I was slandering Jimmy G. I slandered him, but I forget how much that team relies on him. I know he's nothing amazing. He's nothing super great, but sometimes we all forget how Jimmy G is one of the best game managers in this league at the moment. He just knows how to get those really nice throws, get him right in between all the other guys, but he's not, George Kittle, normally, one of the best blocking tight ends in the league, maybe the best. 2 touchdowns yesterday, great game. And they still got Debo. They got Brendan Ayuk.
They got Christian McCaffrey, who they got in a great deal.
Oh my God. They're pulling the Rams. They're trading away everything to win a Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
And Jimmy G can get you to the Super Bowl.
He's proved it in the past. Let's not forget the 2020.
I believe
2020 playoffs or 2019. I can't remember off the top of my head.
One of the ones where the Chiefs
went 13-3, got them to the Super Bowl, went against the Kansas City Chiefs. We all know what happened.
We all know.
Chiefs came back. Goodbye, San Fran. But I mean, this year, come on, their defense is amazing. They have a great defense behind in that.
It's never failed. That defense has never really failed at all.
And their offense just got better. Much better.
And it's crazy. I've never. The 49ers are just a cool team, They got Nick Bosa, as I said, George Kittle, they have Fred Warner, Kafunga, that safety they have, It's just a cool vibey team, San Fran.
It's great all
living
around.
life in the sun, but it's good team.
It's all around team.
I don't think you can really complain about much if you're a 49ers fan.
Absolutely not.
But honestly, I'll bring it. We'll sidetrack for a second. Do you think the Niners would be this good with Trey Lance right now? I know we haven't seen much of him, but do you think they would be?
I don't think so. He needs more experience in the game, which he's not been seeing. So I really wouldn't be able to make that evaluation. But, I hope he can develop so when he does take that starting mantle, he can get the job done like Jimmy Garoppolo.
The thing is, some of these quarterbacks, it sucks how they get thrown into the starting lineup. But, they shot out for the first year. They shot Trey Lance. But I think it's good that he's sitting another one. Obviously, he's injured. Unfortunate for him. But it's good to watch. It's good to watch the vets. They can tell you how to improve your game. Trey Lance is a completely different quarterback from Jimmy Garoppolo. And he's not going to have to do anything crazy, And the thing he has that Jimmy G doesn't is his legs. The legs. He can scramble.
Yeah.
He can make this cool throw on the runs. He's not insane accurate. I personally drafting him for the Niners was a crazy swing. It's a shot in the dark.
Oh yeah.
They're really putting all their chips on red right now.
Yeah. Oh
and
my God.
It's a risk, but if these 2 years on the bench, they might help and they might improve his game.
They could, yeah.
Nothing wrong with sitting and watching. It's a learning game. It's a process. You can't just come out of the. Very few people come out of college and sling it like the best of them.
Yeah. Look at Tom Brady. Drew Bledsoe was in there. Tom Brady was watching, and then when it was his time to come, he dominated.
And now best quarterback ever, one of the best athletes ever. So what are you thinking?
I'm gonna take San Fran. You can't convince me otherwise. The team just looks too good right now to say otherwise against a New Orleans Saints team, which, don't get me wrong, is an interesting team to say the least. But again, 49ers are they're all around a great team. I don't see the Saints stopping them this week.
I can definitely agree with that. I'll go 49ers here too. Next game, Logan, my guy. We forgot a game. We forgot 2 games, actually. Sorry. Apologize. Texans-Dolphins. Texans-Dolphins.
Okay.
Jeez.
All right,
we're in late games.
Let's get this started.
Let's rewind. Apologies again. Let's rewind a little bit. Let's get back.
All right.
I thought this went a little quick. I was like, wow, we're almost done.
Yeah. So we got the Texans and we got the Dolphins. Let's start with the Texans. A less than stellar team. They drafted some great prospects in Derek Stingley Jr.
Damian Pierce.
Damian Pierce, man. I was just going to get
Monster.
to him. He is a monster. He is a monster, and he's going to be a monster. I mean, they just need to have everything else come together. There's a lot, and I mean a lot of work to do on that Houston Texans team. But if they, they keep drafting right, and I feel like if they get a little bit different coaching at the moment, I think they get different coaching, it could work out very well.
Lovie Smith is all right, but you know what? I think the Texans, they need a new quarterback. Davis Mills.
Oh my God!
Obviously, I think it's a pretty obvious statement, but Davis Mills, man, you did it. You served your team well, but your time has come. This draft is about to be a nice quarterback from Alabama or Ohio State, and your job is going to be a bench warmer, my friend.
Yeah.
But I don't. The Texans are cool. They're not winning games, but they look. They're, as I said before, they're scrappy.
Yeah.
They're scrappy team.
Yeah.
They got a cool few pieces on there, but nothing impressive. And the Dolphins. But on the other hand, the Dolphins,
the Miami
Dolphins, one of the banes of my existence in this league. They're insane. Tyreek Hill is a monster, and I think he's carrying Tua to looking better than he is right now.
100%. I mean, and then you have when Tyreek Hill is not in the field of play, for Tua in his field of vision, who do you have coming up next? Oh, that's right, you have Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, these guys, this receiving core is just absolutely amazing. A fast receiving core, a receiving core that's going to get you those points, those yards. I mean, the Dolphins are going to have 2 1,000 receivers. I mean, Tyreek Hill's on pace to breaking Calvin Johnson's record.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You have a solid tight end, Mike Gesicki. I mean, I like this offense. This offense is great. They have that running back depth that they recently got. They have
Jeff Wilson Jr. They have Chase Edmonds went to the Broncos. I'm pretty sure. Jeez, sorry guys. Let me go to the.
I do know they have Raheem Mostert. I mean,
they do have Raheem Mostert,
a speedy son of a gun.
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, they have the depth at running back. They have the receiving pieces they need. I mean, Tua is playing some of the best football we've seen from him yet. Still a very young quarterback in this league. But I mean, if he can keep playing like this, and if his team can, they can all be in sync like this. I mean, great things are to come from that Miami Dolphins team.
Yeah, I was right. Chase Evans is a Bronco now. So it's Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson. But guess what? They were teammates on that 49ers offense.
Yeah.
And they have Mike McDaniels. See, I like Mike McDaniels.
You can't hate him.
Think about this, right? He came, him and Robert Saleh came from the same place, and Mike LaFleur, same place. But Mike LaFleur's offense is, a lot of end arounds, a lot of, cool runs, little fake handoffs to the sweep inside handoff, I like that. But it's just not about the pass. I feel like it's more about a heavy run game, and I respect it. The run game is fading away in this league. I think it's making a comeback recently, but in the last few years, the passing game has been the thing that is bringing teams to Super Bowls, and I like Mike. His offense is
beautiful.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Tua talking about a little bit. Very accurate, proving me wrong.
Most definitely. We didn't think he'd be performing at the level he's performing at.
And they saw that Xavier Howard, Byron Jones.
I mean,
they got the pieces on that defense that can make a
real statement.
It's not great. The defense is great, but they have pieces. You gotta have some sort of base if you're trying to be that team that wants to improve. They're a playoff team, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
But it's good that you're not having to improve one whole side of the ball and just a section of it.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of teams, I feel like I feel like it'd be better if teams, instead of addressing the whole defense at the same time, unless you have a lot of draft picks, a lot of cap in the offseason, I think it's really a good idea to address one position group at a time. Secondary, or I'll start with the linebackers, the D-line first. And instead of spreading it around, because wouldn't you rather have one really strong position group over two pretty bad groups? I mean, not bad, but pretty par, a little subpar, or a bunch of middle of the line groups. And cornerback is not an easy one. As long as you got two good corners, you're all right. But if you only have one good corner, then
You
you
might be
got
in
a lot.
trouble.
You're in trouble.
You have a weak side.
Yeah, and the Dolphins' defense, isn't up there with the best of them. Definitely bottom
No.
half, but their offense
It's just
is
too good.
impeccable. And
Yeah.
they're definitely gonna make the playoffs. That's a lock
Oh
this
yeah.
week for me. That's one of my locks of the week.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty easy one.
Yeah. I can't say otherwise.
And we were talking about this before. Next game, Bengals Titans. Really
Bengals
interesting
and
game.
Titans.
Really interesting game.
Interesting game. Yes, interesting game.
I don't know who I want to pick here. We'll talk about it first. I don't. Jamar Chase. I'm pretty sure he's returned to practice. I'm not sure if he's
Okay.
ready to come back, but I think he's returned to practice
All right. Well,
just for now. But I mean, hey, that Titans have come back with a vengeance.
yeah. Seriously, Derrick Henry. I mean, running on all cylinders. I mean, come on.
He's just one of the
You can't-
best.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
can't stop
it speaks for itself. There's no, there's not much to say about him because he does all the, he does all the talking on the field, and it shows.
And he's just a cyborg. He's
Oh
like
my
Kawhi
God.
Leonard, except without the injuries, because he just gets 30 carries a game, over 30 carries a game, and just runs and doesn't complain.
Nobody wants to tackle him.
No one wants to tackle. I mean, he's been getting decked this season though.
Yeah.
Like he's been getting
Oh,
trapped.
yeah.
But he's still top
Yeah.
top 5, top 3 running back in the league,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's just
Leading rusher.
crazy. Oh, leading rusher, yeah.
Yeah, leading.
It does help
rusher.
that he runs a lot. It does help, but he's 6'3",
Yeah.
200 whatever pounds.
That's
like
a big
he's
guy.
a
He's like
monster.
260 or something like that.
Something
He's a big
crazy.
guy. That's a big guy running.
You don't
at
want to
full
tackle him.
force.
I don't care how
Absolutely
big you
does.
are on the D line. You do not want to tackle that man.
Nope.
I know. I wouldn't want to tackle him
No.
because I would probably break all my limbs.
I might be dead.
So, Bengals still got Joe Burrow. Still got
Oh,
a
yeah.
dog, Joe Burrow.
They had a rough start to the season, but
But
I
they
think
came
they're,
back.
they're finding their stride again. I mean, I like the Bengals. Last year was a complete surprise. I think to everybody, NFL fans everywhere, it was a complete surprise that they would even go to the, make an appearance in the Super Bowl, let alone the playoffs. So
Mhm.
superseding any expectations I think anyone has had
loved
about
it.
them.
I
And it's
loved it,
great.
dude.
I love seeing it.
It's so cool to see those teams that you wouldn't think just rise above the others and just win it. And I said it last year. I said if they play the Bills in the AFC Championship, they're going to lose, and they play the Chiefs, they're going to win. And look what happened. I was right.
not happy
I
about
was
that.
right, Logan.
Wasn't Patrick Mahomes' year, wasn't the Chiefs' year, but I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, but
Come back stronger.
honestly, gosh, I think I'm taking the Titans this week.
I still have faith in Cincinnati.
Mm.
I still have faith in Joe Burrow and that Joe Burrow led offense.
And the O-line brought it together. They're glued.
Yeah,
They're glued right
I mean,
now.
they signed Lil Collins. They
Mhm.
got Alex Kappa. They're addressing their problems. They're addressing their O-line problems, which I feel was a bit overlooked in the offseason. No one
Really?
really talking about it that much.
I know they really,
But-
it's one of those organizations that really valued their quarterback because they know
Yeah.
Joe Burrow is the guy, franchise quarterback, and they're like, hey, maybe we should support him instead of putting our things somewhere else. I disagreed with them drafting Jamar Chase. I think they should have went with a lineman that year, but
I mean,
I was wrong. Jamar Chase is a
Stud.
is a stud. He's a stud.
it's great.
And now guess what? They addressed the O line. The O line needed a few games to get it together, but
And they're finding their stride now.
they're
I mean,
finding now.
I like it.
So we're back to the bottom. This is an interesting one. Packers, Eagles.
Okay.
Both, I don't know. I'd say it's interesting because, I know the Packers just got destroyed by the Titans, but I feel like this is a game Aaron Rodgers would win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one of those statement games, one of those Aaron Rodgers-esque games. Goes for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. It's just one of those things.
Listen, the Packers have had a very rough season so far, and one that Packers fans have not been used to. But I mean, Christian Watson, starting off the season super, super slow, but recently has seems like he's been finding his, his stride. I think that he's starting to get it together a little bit, and that's something to look forward to because he's young. It's his rookie year. I mean, that's something you can build off of. I mean, but otherwise, I mean,
Yeah,
we got a little bit of work to do. It's scary for Packers fans.
It's all right, guys. It's okay to be bad for a year. We've all been through it. Don't worry about it. But the Packers, their defense, I said Joe Barry. I'm pretty sure that's their defensive coordinator. You're bad. You're a
It's-
disgrace.
It's god awful.
It's just, jeez.
I mean, the Packers have really, lost a touch.
I can't.
their touch. And I have Devontae Adams to blame for that, and I think a lot of other people do too. They lost to Darius Smith
Joe
to
Barry.
the Vikings. They lost him
And
to the
Darius Smith's doing
Vikings.
great this year.
He's phenomenal.
Mhm.
The Packers.
You
Yeah,
know?
I mean it's not a good year for them.
And the Eagles, Eagles are looking not great. They're looking
Okay.
like the Cardinals last year, 2 years ago, when they were great in the first half of the season, and they're just falling off. Preface this before Logan goes off on a rant. He despises the Eagles. I don't even know why. He just doesn't like the Eagles. Logan, what's your thoughts right now?
I do not like the Philadelphia Eagles. If I had to put it into a phrase on how much I hate them, um, the Philadelphia Eagles. I just want to
That's
say
gonna
one
have
thing.
to get a bleep out, but yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles. I just want to say one thing. Your schedule's a joke. I want to know who exactly, what impressive team you beat this season. And I'd love to see you in Arrowhead and try to play the Kansas City Chiefs because, like I said, you guys have beat nobody. Yeah, I say fraudulent best team in the league.
They're looking like the frauds right now.
Yeah, I don't like it. But I gotta say, I mean, as much as I hate them, I mean, credit, I got to give credit where it's due. They look great. I mean, this team does look great. Jalen Hurts, a lot of people, I feel like
I
feel like
him.
he's been getting a lot of hate. Put some
Coming out.
respect on his name. I think he's the guy for Philadelphia. I like Jalen Hurts a lot. He's doing great things. I think he's shown us great things last year. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles got A.J. Brown from the Titans. For the Titans to draft Treylon Burks. I mean,
What
this
a
was
steal.
an absolute
What a robbery.
steal. I mean, come on. And A.J. Brown, of course, being the stud he is performing. Complimenting that, you got Dallas Goedert at tight end. And you also have Devontae Smith. I mean,
Devontae Smith, yeah, gosh, it's such a good team.
Great team.
Great on their old line. Lane Johnson's old as
Yeah.
hell, but he still got it.
I mean, come on. I mean, that Philadelphia defense, too. I mean, it's got some real dogs on that defensive side of the ball. You got Darius Slay performing. What's his name? C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson, yep.
Oh, my God.
And James Bradbury's on the team, too.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
They pulled it all together. They pulled out the stops this year.
That is a great defense, an all-around great team. But if I had to choose a team to come out on top of this game, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say it. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to be coming out on top of this game.
You know what? I want to say the Eagles. I do. I obviously the Packers look terrible. Their defense is horrible. They drafted defense for the last few drafts in the first round, and it's just you don't look good. You just not. I don't know what's happening, but Joe Barry, you're trash. You're trash. Like the talent on that defense is crazy.
Yeah.
And what is this? What is this garbage you're putting on the screen right now?
Oh my God.
Dude. So, but I'm gonna take the Packers. I know it sounds ridiculous. You guys can nag me in the comments all you want. But I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like Aaron Rodgers is sick and tired of being garbage and a bottom tier team in this league. I think he's just going to be like, let's go to Philly. Let's go to Philly and just dismantle this team and show them that the Packers can still be a threat. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they're still. I think Aaron Rodgers is still one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. And I think he'll just dismantle that team. I know, and Christian Watson, they didn't have a great receiver before, but now they do. Romeo Dobbs was coming in. He got hurt, unfortunately, but I think now that Christian Watson can expose that team, and they still have Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon, they're not doing amazing this year, but still a threat. Still a threat.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I hope the Packers win, unfortunately, I think the Eagles are going to win because their team is just that good.
Yeah.
And I don't say the Eagles are going to win. I don't say that with pride. I hate the fact that I said that.
And then now we get on to the final game. A gutter ball. Steelers Colts. Ew.
I don't like this.
I don't want to watch that. We're a fan. I have Michael Pittman Jr. for fantasy purposes, but and Najee Harris in another league, but
This is an
I don't want
atrocious game.
atrocious. But Jeff Saturday, interesting.
Yeah.
He's brought the confidence back.
There's a
to
little
this
bit of
team.
life. Yeah, I saw a little bit of life in that Colts team. I mean,
They almost beat the Eagles.
yeah, I mean, I seriously thought they were gonna win up until the last little bit. But yeah, I want to see how the rest of the season plays out. If Jeff Saturday takes over that head coach mantle.
Yeah, and
Should be interesting.
Mike Tomlin still put up fights, and as I said,
Yeah,
T.J. Watt just single-handedly, he just carries that team on defense.
That's
You
a
know, he
Hall of
got a
Famer
pick
right
last game. Hey, I'm pretty sure. He's amazing. He's just amazing. Him and Michael Parsons out there for Defensive Player of the Year right now, and I don't really. I mean, is there anyone else you want to put up there? I mean, top
couldn't tell
two.
you.
I mean, right now they're the only two. The only two that are really standing out to me. Obviously, Offensive Player of the Year is different. A lot of people this year, but I don't even know. This is like a pick'em game to me, but for the viewers, and we're definitely gonna make a pick. It's a tough one though, because Kenny Pickett, he's doing okay after the first few games. He's doing all right now. He's not doing anything insane, but he's not. I don't think he's hindering that team as much as he was, and definitely defensive help is a big factor in
huge.
that. Field position does matter. Momentum is a huge thing in any professional league. And, you can see a swing just like that. So, I mean, right now, gosh, look, I want you to go first. I don't even
All right, I'm gonna take it. All right, I'm gonna take the pick.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna have to take the Pittsburgh Steelers this week. I mean, I like it. I like the pick. An interesting pick, I know. But I think this Pittsburgh team could, as rough as this year has been for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think they could pull it off against this Indianapolis Colts team. Unsure into which direction they're going. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Colts, I was Matt Ryan, but Matt Ryan, he's still Matt Ryan. I think he could still swing it with anybody in this league, but I'm taking the Colts. I just like the Jeff Saturday. I was a big. I didn't like the hire. It just felt like one of those hires that was like, oh, it doesn't matter because we're gonna lose this season anyway. And that's not how I want a team to think of themselves. I want you to try as hard as you can. I don't care what little talent you have on a team. I think you should try. And Jonathan Taylor's still Jonathan Taylor. So I got Michael Pittman. The tight ends are all right. Defense, but they lost Shaquille Leonard to this season.
That's a big one. I think that's a big hit to their defense.
Yeah, but I just like the Colts. I don't know why. The Colts they're just a cool team now. Frank Reich, he's gone.
Bye.
But Jeff Saturday is here and he's ready to bring that era in. It's Saturday on a Sunday, everybody. Or in this case a Monday. But yeah, and you have any closing thoughts for us, Logan?
I think we're forgetting one game.
What game?
That would be the Kansas City Chiefs playing the LA Rams.
Did we not address that game?
We did not.
Are you sure?
I swear to God. Nope.
What? Guys,
all right.
I'm so sorry.
All right, guys. I'm going to get us started here. We got the Kansas City Chiefs
that's why
against the Los Angeles Rams. All right. Let's get it started here. Kansas City Chiefs, I don't need to say anything, people. Anything. All right, we got Patrick Mahomes leading the charge. We have Travis Kelce. Who can guard him? All right, nobody. I like Creed Humphrey leading that O-line, the center. I like it. I like it a lot. We got, running back has been a questionable position for this team for quite some time. God, I wish Kareem Hunt was still on our team.
Unfortunately, he had to commit a serious crime.
Okay. But we brought in rookie Isaiah Pacheco. I like what I've been seeing from him. A dog. I think he could do great things in this offense if we utilize him correctly. And from what the looks have been like, I think we are doing just that. Receivers have been a question, has been up in the air for this last season, due to the loss from with Tyreek Hill going to the Miami Dolphins. But I slowly think it's starting to be put together. McCole Hardman, I think he's doing a phenomenal job. He's currently out. Juju Smith-Schuster
doing great. I was shocked. I thought it was just a TikTok guy.
Doing a lot better than people expected. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. I mean,
he's just there.
Yeah, he's there. And
Psycho Tooney. You got Orlando Brown.
yeah, I mean, there's
It's just this offense is just insane. As long as you have the best quarterback in the league, and honestly, looking like one of the best
MVP,
ever.
baby.
And he's MVP. I don't see unless there's something changes. He's my MVP.
Yeah, bucket.
He's a bucket.
The defense is what scares Chiefs fans. I think that's what scares me the most. Their defense. Steve Spagnuolo has had a tendency to be very inconsistent with the defense. I think that our defense sometimes has a tendency to be starting out in the bottom half of the beginning of the season, ending out in somewhere decent, good enough to where it could help stop an opponent. But the Chiefs right now, the only thing stopping them is themselves, and that is their defense. But other than that, this is a phenomenal team that I think will take down the Los Angeles Rams. We are coming for your head, Matt Stafford.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I don't even think I can comment on that because there is no way the Rams are winning that game. They just cut Darrell Henderson, but he wasn't doing anything anyway. Cam Akers surprisingly played for them last week.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, apparently he was going to get traded, whatever, cut, but he just like, let me try it again. Let me just one more time for the boys, and he did okay, but they're not winning. Cooper Kupp's out. Tutu Atwell did okay. Whatever. Allen Robinson's old.
This isn't the
blah.
same Rams team. This is not
The
the same
Rams
team.
aren't
What's going on?
good. The Rams are the worst Super Bowl hangover. One of the worst Super Bowl hangovers in NFL history, and the Chiefs just gonna dominate. I don't see any way they could lose this
Absolutely
game unless, barring injury. I think this is like a lock. Like I think it's like 100% lock. I can almost guarantee that the Chiefs will win this game.
I'll put my life on it.
Oh, guys. You guys get a shot at Logan's life if they lose this game. But unfortunately, for the people who want to do that, it's not going to be the case. But any closing thoughts, Logan?
Yeah. This should be another good week of football. A lot of exciting games, a lot of exciting matchups. Thanksgiving, I think we've seen some. I think these matchups for Thanksgiving has been, I think, a little bit better than we've seen in the past. I gotta say, and hopefully, they can go out and deliver and entertain, and it could be just like I said, an overall entertaining week of football.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, guys. Siejka'd Not Stirred episode 4. We'll go to Thanksgiving edition because Thanksgiving's here. So, Logan, great to have you on the show, man.
Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate being here.
Of course, when I come back from my other spot, I'll definitely have you on here more. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy having you on here. Awesome. And with that, guys, I hope everyone, again, has a very, very nice Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, folks.
Enjoy with your families, your friends. Have a good time. Kick back watching football again. Even if you don't watch football, I know, obviously, people don't watch football when we're watching this, but if you don't, just take a gander at it. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you'll pick a team, the Thanksgiving team. You're like, hey, I want to root for that today. But with that, closing it out, guys. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and peace out.